Hello everyone, Neil Tappin here from Golf Monthly and welcome to the London Club and this video in which we are going to offer some advice to help you search for and find golf balls that you've hit into a little bit of trouble. Now, we all do it from time to time where we hit tee shots or other shots into difficult areas of the golf course to find your ball in, and actually there are some really good practical tips that will help you find your ball more often than not. And that's what we're going to go through in this video. Guys, if you're new to the Golf Monthly channel, please do hit the subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss any of our videos. Hit the like button if you like what you're watching. But let's take a look at the 7 best tips to help you search for and find your golf ball. Now this tip relates to keeping a very close eye on your ball whenever you hit it into trouble. Now it sounds incredibly obvious, doesn't it? But the truth is, whenever you hit a bad shot, the temptation is to look away in frustration or to think about what you've just done wrong in your swing that's caused you to hit such a bad shot. But that's not going to help you find the golf ball. The only way you're going to find your golf ball is to keep a very close eye on exactly where it's gone. In this scenario, I've just hit a bit of a slice here off the 15th tee at the London Club. I know it's up the right, but because I turned away in disgust, I have absolutely no idea where it's finished. So keep watching your ball very closely until it lands, so you get all the information that you need. If you need to, walk over to the side to get a better view of exactly where the ball's gone. In this scenario, it's gone over a little mound on the right-hand side. I can probably see a bit more of its flight if I walk over to this side of the tee. All of those things, they might seem small, they might seem obvious, but they will make a big difference if you've hit your ball into trouble. Whenever you've hit your ball into trouble, you will of course need to get a good idea of how far you've hit it. And I think the big mistake I see in this scenario is that people tend to overestimate how far they've hit the ball. Often you'll find yourself searching for somebody's ball in the group and they're looking in an adjacent area to where the other players are who've hit them straight down the fairway, when in fact they've hit a slice. And chances are if you've hit a slice, the ball will not go as far. So just be realistic about how far you've hit the ball. If you're looking for a push shot or a slice shot, take a bit of yardage off. That's always a sensible idea. Alternatively, if you have hit a hook, then perhaps it might have gone a little bit further. But do remember also that if the ball's gone into an area like this with some really thick, long grass, there's not going to be any run on it either. So as you can see here, my playing partner's hit a really good drive that's just ended up in the right-hand semi on this hole. My ball, which was further right than that, was a bit of a slice. There's some thick grass in here. It's never going to have gone as far as that drive there. So just having a sort of a sensible approach, a common sense approach to how far you've hit the ball whenever you've hit it into trouble might well help you identify a better area to search for your ball in, and it might just yield the results you're looking for. Now, whenever you've hit your ball into trouble, it is really important that you get a very good line on where that ball has gone. Now, I'm on the 16th hole here on the international course at the London Club, and I've hit a hook off the tee. My ball has gone just over the left-hand edge of the bunker that I think you can probably see there at the end of the fairway. Now, by having a really, really good line on it and by knowing that the ball's gone over just that left-hand edge, I've got a much better chance of finding it. Now, it might well be that you pick out a spot on the horizon, whether that's a electricity pylon, a church spire, a tree, whatever it is. Pick something out that's really easily identifiable and as specific as possible, so that when you get into the area to search for your golf ball, you can pick out that spot once again, and you should be able to have a much better idea of where your ball has come to finish. Now, it's not essential under the rules of golf that you do this, but we would always advise that you put an identification mark on your golf ball. This is my Titleist Pro V1X number 2, and I put 2 green dots above the Titleist on both sides of the golf ball. That means that if I do hit the ball into an iffy area, and chances are there are going to be other Titleist 2s over in that area, I know exactly which ball is mine. It can be one of those things that can really help sort of clear up any unwanted confusion. Whenever it comes to the rules of golf, you really want to avoid any confusion. So when it comes to searching for and finding your golf ball, I'd say it's always a good idea to put a unique identification mark on your ball. Okay, so the next one is a really important one, and it relates to how you go about searching for your golf ball. Now, this is the 13th hole on the international golf course here at the London Club, and I've hit a slight pull off the tee, and I know that my golf ball is somewhere behind me in amongst these trees and the long grass. Now, having got a good line on my tee shot, I know it's in line with that tree that you can see behind me, but where exactly, I don't know. Now, if I'm carrying my golf clubs, which I am today, then I would walk from the tee into the area that I think I've hit my ball on the line of the shot. Effectively, at some point, I should sort of run into my golf ball. I should see it as I walk in on that line. Now, that's not always going to be possible, of course, because sometimes you're going to be playing in a buggy or you're going to be using a trolley. And in those scenarios, what I'd say is a good idea is to pull up roughly sort of adjacent to the area you think your ball might be in, walk into the rough, and by looking back towards the tee and looking forward towards the tree, I'm effectively retracing the line of the shot. I can then walk forwards and hopefully I should be able to find my ball. Some really simple stuff there, but when it comes to searching for golf balls in difficult areas, that's the sort of stuff that can make all the difference. So if the sun was out for this shot, which I appreciate it's a bit in and out of the clouds, then I'd be hitting directly into the sun, and it can be really, really difficult to see where the ball goes. You make a swing at the ball, you look up to see where it's gone, and suddenly you're blinded by the sun, you can't see where it's gone. In this situation, it always makes sense just to have a word with your playing partner and say, do you mind just keeping an eye on this one? Just to make sure that your playing partner isn't, you know, practicing his grip or checking his sort of backswing while you're hitting, because if that does happen and you lose sight of it and your playing partner hasn't seen it at all, you could end up losing a ball that actually was perfectly findable in the first place. The latest set of revisions to the rules of golf that were released by the R&A and USGA at the beginning of 2019, they decided to remove the penalty for accidentally moving your ball while searching for it. So if you're somebody that's played golf for many years, you might think to yourself, oh, if I accidentally step on my ball or hit my ball with my club while I'm searching for it, I'm going to get a penalty shot. That is now not the case. So my advice to you would be get in there, have a good look for it, move the grass around with your feet. That will really help you uncover the ball in difficult areas, especially if you're playing in the autumn when leaves are coming down off the trees. The ball can go underneath those leaves, can be very annoying. You can lose a ball in some really sort of findable areas. Now, if you do happen to accidentally move your ball, so my ball's just here, and if I'm searching for it, I accidentally move it like that, I don't get a penalty, but I must replace the ball to its original position. So I'd simply pick it up, and then I know exactly where it was. But if I didn't know exactly where it was, then I'd have to sort of guess to the best of my knowledge where it was originally situated, which was just in there. And now I can carry on knowing that I've not broken the rule. So the advice here is very simple. If you're searching for your ball, search for it. Get in there, move the grass around, try and find it. And if you move it, simply put it back to its original position. So there you have it. That's our list of 7 tips for how to search for and find your golf ball whenever you hit it into a spot of bother on the golf course. I hope you found that useful. Guys, before you go, hit the pause button and let us know if you have any tips for searching for golf balls that you think might be helpful to other people. I think it's always useful to share those ideas around. But that's it for now from the London Club. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.